Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Yo, is this the Cheese Pie Double 13 podcast? Back once again. Another week, another podcast, another video, another awesome episode of the Cheese Pie podcast. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Cheese Pie Double 13 and welcome to my podcast where I talk to myself alone in my room for about 20 to 30 minutes. Just rambling on about what's going on in my life, what's going on in the world of video games, what's going on in the world of worlds. That's right, multiple parallel universes. We'll probably be discussing that, if not this podcast, in one of the upcoming podcasts in one of the many worlds, one of the many infinite timelines that exist. So today, what are we going to be talking about? I have no freaking idea. Sometimes I plan what I'm going to say. Sometimes I don't. This is one of those times where I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to talk to myself about something random, something completely absurd, such as this BuzzFeed quiz right here. This might just be the hardest cooking quiz you'll ever take. I'm going to be taking this cooking quiz live on this podcast. Just brought this up right now from my Facebook feed. Let's see. Which of these is an emulsifier? Emulsify. We got options here. We got mustard, apple cider vinegar, soy sauce, or honey. So which one emulsifies? I'm thinking that, it feels like it's like when I hear the word emulsify, I'm thinking like oozing, and what oozes? Honey. So it's got to be honey. Here we go. And it was mustard. Oh boy, not very good so far, but that's fine. That's fine because we got another question to redeem myself. What is a court bouillon? I'm saying it in like French because it's French cuisine, probably. I'm guessing it's a French. It's got to be French. Warm butter, a French seasoning blend, court bouillon. A water bath used to keep food. You know what? I'm going to go with the water bath. Nope. It's a broth used to poach food in. Well, yeah, I failed that one. But hey. That's pretty close to a water bath used to keep food warm. Broth used to poach food. And it's both liquid that's hot. I think I nailed that one. I think I got that one. I think both answers are right, actually. So I think I got 1 point so far. Let's continue on. What does it mean to cook something on papillote? Yo, I do that freaking in real life. In the oven, and it's when you take some food and you put it in parchment paper and you cook it in the parchment paper. Let's see if that's one of the answers. If not, I'm done. To slowly cook something for several hours, to cook something in simmering liquid, to cook something in parchment paper. Would you look at that? Wow, I'm smart. That's two out of 3 so far. Correct. Got it right. Anyway, if it's freaking the reason I know that is because I follow this BuzzFeed Facebook page called was it Tasty? I was like, was it food eats? No, Tasty. And there's a person out there who knows what that freaking Facebook page is and lied to me about it, but it's real, and they knew it was real. So whatever, I'm crazy. It's fine. We're gonna continue on with the next question. Cause what does confit mean? Confit. It sounds like it's a convention for fit people. It's like one of them working out conventions. So what kind of, we got to see what kind of food would someone want to go to confit or fit. You think it'd be called FitCon, but it's probably French. Say instead of convention, say convention fitness, right? So it's confit, convention fitness. Let's see, what would a fit person eat out of these options? To cook something in hot milk, To blanch, is it blanch? Blanch a vegetable and remove its skin. To cut something into very small pieces. To cook something in its own fat. Well, we know it's not its own fat because that's the opposite of fitness, is fatness. So I'm going to probably have to go cut something into small pieces and then ration it out. So, you don't get as many of those calories, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's got to be that. Would you look at that, to cook something in its own fat? Well, you know what? Fitness convention. You heard it here first, folks. This is insider information. That's where fit people go to eat unhealthy food. They do it. That's where they go. And we've been living this lie our entire lives, thinking convention fitness is where fit people go to get even more fit. No, this is where they pig out. This is where they cook something in its own fat and eat it over and over again. It's all a lie. This is a big conspiracy, and it goes all the way to the top. Top of what? Top of the food pyramid. Check it out. Check out the food pyramid. Don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's a thing. What is a gastrique? Gastrique. Fruit macerated in sugar and salt, a reduction of sugar and vinegar, broth, or stock that reduces until thick, or pureed fruits. Two of these are about fruits. So I'm guessing it's one of the fruit ones. That's one of the things about multiple choice. If you see two that relate to each other, they probably put those two in that relate to each other because one of them is the right one and they want to trick you. Because if the other two don't really have anything to do with each other, then it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't pick one of those. Pick one of the ones that are, pick one of the ones of the two that are very similar to each other. So fruit macerated, sugar, salt, or pureed. Let's go macerate it. That's a cool word. And of course, it was neither of them. There you go. Trick. Your special trick on multiple choice doesn't pay off on BuzzFeed. Thanks, BuzzFeed. Thanks for failing to do proper multiple choices where you can guess the answer and the answer is always C. Frick you, BuzzFeed. You think you're so cool with your multicolored logo, pride or whatever? We know there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, and you're just keeping all that gold for yourself. Put it in the BuzzFeed money pot bucket, gold. That's Buzz. They want your money. That's what I'm saying. Which of these ingredients is Nigella seed? Well, they're images, so you can't see, but those are definitely peppercorn. Those look like poppy seeds. Those look... Okay, that's one of these. I'm going to go with the one that... I'm going to go with this one. Nope, it was the other one. It was the other one. I was close. I'll give myself half a point on that one. Not that I'm counting points anymore, but that's fine. How long is this? Oh man, I still got so many more. Okay, screw it. We're done. But I'm gonna randomly pick the last ones. I think it's this one. Oh, failed. I was wrong. I was one off. This one. Oh, nope. I was wrong again. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, nope. Wrong again. 2 out of 10. Oh. Screw you, BuzzFeed. Screw you. Your quiz don't mean nothing. I know how to cook. I'm a freaking chef. Cheese pie over. I know how to make a cheese pie, okay? And that's the only thing that's even worth eating in this world. So take that, okay, BuzzFeed? Okay, go make a quiz about cheese pie. How about that? How about you make a quiz about something that really matters? Gosh. Ugh. It's freaking mainstream media with their fake news, fake quizzes about stuff that doesn't even matter. Who cares? Oh gosh. Okay. Well. Okay, moving on with the podcast. Let's take this in a different direction. BuzzFeed didn't really pay off. I think the first 10 minutes of this podcast so far probably are complete crap, and I should just cut them out, but I'm too lazy to edit it. So we're just going to keep on going with that. Hopefully you made it through those first 10 minutes. You suffered through, or you skipped straight to now, because you're in the know. You know that once I started talking about BuzzFeed, it was downhill for the next 10 minutes. So hopefully you got out of that one okay. My sincere apologies if you hadn't, if that ruined your Wednesday. My apologies. But we're gonna keep this podcast going. Don't know where it's gonna go. Don't know where it's gone. But I do have video games to talk about because I've been playing video games, and guess what? Steam Summer Sale is on at this present moment. Unless you're watching this video like 2 weeks later. But don't watch it 2 weeks later. Watch it now, or listen to it now. But yeah, okay, Steam. What have I been playing on Steam? Well, I've been playing some Steam World Heist. Not related to Steam the game client. It's a video game on Steam called Steam World Heist. It's kind of a mashup I've heard of, and I can agree with because I've played the game. It's a mashup of kind of like XCOM and Worms, if you know what it is. It's basically XCOM if it was a 2D side scroller, but it's not as chance driven as XCOM, which is one of the things I like about it. I haven't played much XCOM. I played a bit, but I do really like Steam World Heist. It's got this steampunky vibe to it, if you couldn't guess from the name. You play as robots who run off steam, and the currency in the game is water, which is it's a good beverage right there. If I had to recommend a good beverage, you go out Friday night, you're like, you're out on the town, you go into bar hopping, I recommend at each of the bars, test out their water, test out their H2O, because different bars will do it differently. Some bars will, have more of like an aftertaste to their water. Some of them, they're much more crisp and clean, due to the different piping they have. Or maybe, if you go to one of those really fancy bars, the one where all the cool people hang out at with all the money, that have all the money. Maybe they'll bust out the bottled water, maybe some of that Dasani, hopefully not Nestle. Hopefully not Nestle. That's you're taking a chance there. Nestle or tap water, which one's worse? I don't know. All I know is, you want to go, maybe even they go something fancy like what's that fancy water called? It's like Evian or something. That one's decently fancy. But if you're going real fancy, and I mean real fancy, maybe they'll bust out just for you if you ask. If you're doing well with the bartender there, maybe they'll bust out, some of that glacier water, from the glaciers up north or down south, flown in straight from the glaciers, maybe it would have that crisp, clean taste, you know what I'm talking about? You want that crisp, clean. That's my drink of choice. If I had to choose any drink in this world, any drink to get me, like real messed up that night, real just like hammered, it would have to be some glacier water. Really, it's just, that stuff is just so good. I can just down it. It's like, it's like, it doesn't even matter what percent alcohol it has in it. Like the amount of glacier water I'll drink, I'll get freaking drunk instantaneously just by how fast I down that stuff. It's just ooh, that's some good stuff. It's you gotta watch out though. You gotta watch out. Make sure you drink a lot of alcohol before you go to bed. After you have some glacier water, so you're dehydrated a bit for when you go to sleep, so you don't wake up with one of those hang-unders. But don't drink too much alcohol. You're doing that one of those hangovers. No one gets them because no one drinks that much alcohol. But maybe that's a thing people get. I don't know. I'm sticking to my glacier water. That's where it's at. Can confirm. Best drink. Check it out at a water dispensary near you. The distillery. Distill that water. Distilled water is pretty good too. I'll say I like distilled. Brita filter, it's good enough. That's why I drink on a regular basis some Brita filter, because I don't want to have a bunch of plastic bottles around, and I don't want to carry that. Just use the tap water, put it in the Brita filter, put that in the fridge. Keep it nice and cold and refreshed on a nice hot summer day, filling up my water bottle with some like real nice cold water and just drinking that, just sipping on it as the day goes by, That's where it is. Just hanging out on the porch in your lawn chair, just laying back, having a nice bottle of water with you. Ooh, now that's a summer afternoon if I could ever think of one. That's real good stuff. That's what life's all about, really. If you really think about it, just enjoying life and sipping some water. Sponsor, water. That's our sponsor. Sponsor of today's episode, water. H2O, dihydrogen monoxide. Nope, it is No, that's right. H2O. Yeah, I thought I said it wrong. No, dihydrogen monoxide. 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. Good stuff. Don't skimp on the hydrogen though. Make sure you got 2. That's the required amount, or else you're drinking some crazy stuff. But yeah, now that I'm done my little rant there, my little fun rant there on that delicious H2O. What is there even left to talk about? I was talking about SteamWorld, wasn't I? Well, I didn't even get to like the reason I was talking. Like the main thing that I like about it is that, okay, SteamWorld Heist, it's the XCOM sort of side scroller game where the maps are kind of randomly generated and stuff, which is cool. But the one of the cool things is like in XCOM, when you're gonna shoot a guy, you pick the guy to shoot, and it tells you like the percentage chance it's going to hit, and then it's just rolls the dice, random number generator there. On SteamWorld, instead it's like you actually aim your gun, and your gun has a little sway, so it's not like perfectly aimed. You can time it so your gun's swinging in the right direction. And yeah, it gives it a bit more skill to it, instead of it just being a random number. It's just like skill. The bullet goes where you shoot it, so you can end up bouncing. Like, that's another cool thing, is the bullet can end up bouncing off walls and hitting a guy in the back and stuff, and get bonus damage and stuff like that. And if you have one of the snipers, like it will show you before you shoot like a line of where the bullet will go. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. I recommend it if you're looking for a little indie game. I think I'm nearing the end. I'm probably about 12 hours in at this point. It's got a fairly long playtime. So yeah, check it out. It's a good game. I think I got it in a Humble Bundle, but that's probably long over. Although in the Steam sale, let me do a little quick checkaroonie on the Steam sale, $6.79 Canadian. That's pretty good. I recommend. I would buy it for that much. I think it's worth it. And there's Totally Biscuit. Total Biscuit is Worms and XCOM had a baby. That's now you know where I got my combo reference from. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not original. I'm not an original person. I'm derivative. That's fine. Take that derivative, integrate it, and then we're good. We're good. We're back. We're back to where we started. Give or take a constant. Yeah. What else have I been playing? Oh, I started to play a little bit of Life is Strange. It's I'm not even halfway through the first episode probably, or whatever. But I like the first episode was free. I just started playing it because I saw it was cheap in the Steam sale. It's like $5 or something for the rest of the 4 episodes, and I kind of like those kind of games. The indie games that are more like narratively driven and stuff. Like if you've played Oxenfree, that game I really liked, and I feel like that's, well, I tend to like a lot of different types of games. Like, I'm not one of those guys that gets super invested in one game and just completely plays it all the time. I kind of like the last big game I got invested into had to be The Witcher, but I still played other games while I was playing The Witcher, on the side and stuff. Like, I don't get super invested in games. I like having like a lot of short experiences. It's kind of like it's like watching. It's like I like little my games to be like little movies, or longer movies, because they're usually longer than a movie. But I like that size of a story. It's good. Although I still like longer stories and stuff, and that's why every once in a while I'll have a bigger game going on, like The Witcher. Just like sometimes you got a bigger television series going on, which has like 1 million episodes, and you decide to watch them over the course of a semester, all the One Piece episodes, all 600 or whatever, and that's freaking crazy. I didn't do that. It wasn't me. It was someone else. In case you thought I watched, don't try to talk to me about One Piece. I don't like. That's a thing. That's a thing that I've let slip in the past just because I'm like, I'm too. I don't always say what I'm thinking. Sometimes, like, if people are talking to me, I'll just let them talk and just kind of nod along because I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. I don't really feel like talking right now, but sure, I'll listen to what you guys say, whatever. But, sometimes, people think because you're not along with them, people think you're into, or you know a lot about what they're talking about. Like, if you think about basketball, like, I like basketball, that's my favorite sport, but I don't actively watch basketball. I don't really actively watch any sport. Like, I'll play a game, I'll pick up basketball, yeah. Haven't played basketball in years, but I can play. I'd rather play basketball than watch basketball. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And there's been times where someone, I mentioned that I like basketball, and they thought that I was into basketball, like watching it, like watching the NBA or whatever. And they'd be like, "Hey, did you catch the game last night?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I missed it. I was busy last night." When actually, I don't watch any of the games, because I'm like, I don't watch sports. I don't find them that entertaining. I'd rather play the sport than watch. But it's like I don't want to disappoint this guy who clearly thinks that I'm into watching the sport of basketball. So that's life. Those are the weird situations that you get into sometimes in the course of life, and they're fascinating. They're really fascinating. It's interesting where life takes you, what freaking adventures you go on, and one of the adventures that you have just gone on has been the Cheese Pie podcast. And that was my nifty little segue into the end of this episode. Guys, thank you for watching this episode of the Cheese Pie Podcast. I know I didn't really talk about much. I did talk a lot about water, so I guess this podcast was worthwhile, although it started off with a BuzzFeed quiz. So that's pretty much rock bottom. So it had to get better from there. There's no way I could have gotten worse from a BuzzFeed quiz, really. So I'm glad you stuck with me if you did. If you didn't, you're not listening to me right now, or you skipped to the end, which is reasonable. If you were listening to the BuzzFeed and you're like, I'll skip to the end, see what he says. Go back. There were some good segments after the BuzzFeed stuff. The BuzzFeed stuff lasted maybe like 10 minutes. So skip to around the 10-minute mark. You'll be good. You can probably listen from there. It'll probably be manageable for you to listen. There's some good gems. Not as gemful as the last episode, but this episode, it's been pretty good. Guys, thank you for watching the Cheese Pie Podcast. I hope you have a beautiful, awesome, and great day. And I'm Cheese Pie 13. Bye.